Hello, and welcome to episode of Todd Talks. When Todd talks, people listen.
Welcome to hell, mother.
Now you know the rest. Hopefully. Why is it so bright in my room? Today we are talking about the death battle that just aired. The true hell fight between Ghost Rider and Spawn. And I won! Yeah! 2-0 to start the new year. I am happy with this. But yes, we were talking about this fight because it was a lot of fun. There was a lot going on with this fight. Not just the fight animation, but the breakdowns of both sides. And I really appreciated how far Death Battle went here, which I know they always do. But this one in particular, you really needed to dive into every element of this fight, because not only are their histories long, I mean, as I noted correctly in the Spawn breakdown, Spawn is the longest running independent comic book character of all time. Thank you, Todd. And that brings a lot of history, plus Ghost Rider, who's been around many decades, not to mention movies and games and such. You needed to do this right. So they had to, break down, and there's been multiple Ghost Riders, so there's also that you have to figure in. So, yeah, there was a lot to process here, and that made this fight really, really fun. Because it's like, I was watching the Ghost Rider, because remember, in my preview video, which thank you for all for watching, in my preview video, I said that this could have been a tie, and even Death Battle admitted that there was a lot of closeness here to be appreciated. Because it's like, oh, how do you kill these guys? Well, apparently it was a little bit easier than we all thought. And the Death Battle Discord was like, it was a toss-up, but this is why Death Battle handles this and not us fans. I loved how they broke everything down, and I was watching the Ghost Rider one, and they're like, oh yeah, he can cross infinite dimensions. I'm like, okay, that's bad for Spawn potentially, even though, Spawn did the whole, broke the concept of time, and then they showed, similar thing with Spawn, like, oh, he's crossed infinite dimensions. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then, there was the question of Zarathos. Like, when Zarathos is unbound, could he overpower Spawn? Technically, he could. But it didn't matter, because Spawn is just freaking broken. Broken in that 90s kind of way. Thank you, Todd. So it's all in the family, us Tots. Not all of us, because, there's some really evil ones out there. You are Breaking Bad, The Boys. There was another one I can't think of right now. But, yeah, Spawn is just broken. Right? And even as we got to, the final elements of the fight animation, I was just like, is Spawn gonna lose? Is he really gonna lose here? But no, he pulled it out. And the references in the fight, let's just get right into the fight now. The references in the fight were all kinds of awesome and hilarious, and I loved every single moment of it. I remember in the Discord, a lot of people were asking, are they going to take this fight to hell? Unlike with Ghost Rider Lobo, this needed to go to hell. Yeah. It's awesome. I'm smiling. This is I love it. I really love this fight. I'm definitely going to be watching this again later tonight. I've got to do work after this. I need to I need to get going. But taking it to hell and then having Spawn go deity, and then showing the contrasting dimensions of heaven and hell, that was just really unique. That's something you really are only gonna get with a fight like this. I mean, that's what made it so much fun, And that's the beauty of Death Battle, is that, okay, we can just have this straight up fight between, Johnny and Al. It's like, no, we're going to take this to hell. And then heaven, and then hell. And then I'm going to have Zarathos say, go over here! And all the references to Keith David. God bless that man. I didn't say this in my preview video, I don't think, but I've met Keith David. I met him last year at a Comic-Con, and God, he's great. He's so nice. If I see him again, I will tell him about Ghost Rider Spawn. I'll be like, you need to watch this. You are referenced in it. Oh, and for those of you who didn't get the whole Keith David clip with him in that truck, that's from Tales of the Hood 2, I think. I never saw the movie, but basically Keith David is the devil, and he gets a white dude in an ice cream truck down there, and he goes, welcome to hell, mother... Yeah, and that's what Spawn was saying in the fight. So that was just a absolutely hilarious reference. And then using Penance to defeat Ghost Rider was interesting because so many people, including a troll, I am totally going to rip a new hellhole to later on was like, oh yeah, Penance Stare is gonna win, and I'm just like, shut up, you don't know that, and he was wrong, and I'm totally gonna rub it in his face. So good times, everybody, good times. This was a great episode. I know some of us were, what's the right word, not as thrilled with how Kratos Asura went in certain ways. Not the result. The result was fine, but like it didn't feel the certain level that many of us wanted. But this one absolutely delivered. I think this is going to be one of those standout hits, and I hope that Todd McFarlane spreads it around. That certain other people tag Todd McFarlane. Okay, tag the Todd. All right, and let's get this cracking. Next time on Death Battle. This is one of the Kickstarter fights. And for the record, they have made it clear that they're not just going to keep alternating between a Kickstarter fight and an unknown fight. But for now, we are getting one. And it is Shigaraki from My Hero Academia versus Mahito from Jujutsu Kaisen. I actually remember this one from, not from the Kickstarter, but from the G1 blog. They talked about this one. So I am interested. And this was before everything happened at the end of the manga. So I'm very curious about how this will go, but this is far more unique. This is an anime villain fight. We haven't had one of those in a while, I don't think. No, I don't think we have. So, well, maybe not a matchup I'm as excited for than I was with Ghost Rider Spawn. I'm very curious about this one because I never watched Jujutsu Kaisen, and I only know about, Gojo Makima. Gojo, it's Gojo. You know who he is. Nah, I'd win. So, and he did. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch. And I look forward to doing the research when the time comes. So, with that, I'm in this episode of Todd Talk. What did you think of Ghost Rider versus Spawn? Did you love it? Did you love it as much as I did? Are you smiling ear to ear like I am? And how excited are you for Shigaraki Mahito? Let me know in the comments below. So, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you're listening, and I'll see you around. Because if I don't,
There'll be hell to pay.